Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pint with Backpacker Mike, and I'm gonna put you on this amazing Blue Moon non-alcoholic Belgian white. Listen, Bush NA was one of my favorites. I've tried a bunch of craft NAs, and they were okay. Some of them were okay, pretty decent. But the Bush NA is the closest to like Bush beer that I've ever had until I got a hold of this Blue Moon non-alcoholic NA Belgian white. And I'm going to get into that in just a minute. I'm going to tell you all about it. But first, let's talk about episode 244, top travel trends for 2025. I can't believe 2024 is almost over. But that is the rail renaissance. Now, for budget backpackers like myself, who have traveled the world and did buses, trains, and Uber and everything else to get around, I can tell you that rail travel was always part of my repertoire, so to speak, everywhere, especially in Europe. But now a lot more people are catching on to rail travel, and now it's creating a rail boom. Like, people realize that they could fly into, say, Rome in Italy, and they can visit, Venice and Pompeii and all these different places in Italy by rail in the 12 days of vacation or 10 days of vacation or holiday that they have. So now it's a huge driver now as far as like a rail renaissance. So on your next European trip, look at the rail system and see what type of packages. They have packages for like 1 day, 7 days, 2 months, 3 months. However, being a budget backpacker, I traveled for months on end actually, and the rail passes were a good deal in packages. Not only in, say Europe, but also right here in Florida. We have been increasing the lines for Brightline. So like if you fly into, say, Orlando to go to Disney, you could hop on a Brightline train from Disney and head down to Miami or Fort Lauderdale, etc., and visit there and be back within 24 hours. It's like a 45 or 50-minute trip on Brightline as opposed to a 4.5, 5-hour drive in a car, in a rental car. And Brightline is a lot cheaper. So Brightline is becoming big here in Florida. So if you're coming to visit Florida, whether you're in the United States or outside of the country, check into Brightline and see where else you can visit. You could go over and visit Tampa, Busch Gardens, other theme parks and stuff on your stay here in Orlando, so you don't have to rent a car and be stuck somewhere, or pay for gas or whatever. Also in South Africa, there's what's called Rovos Rail, and that also gets you around to a lot of different places. All right, let's get into this Blue Moon, and I got to tell you, this has become my most favorite non-alcoholic beer. It literally almost identically tastes like a Blue Moon. It smells like a Blue Moon. If you're not familiar, Blue Moon is a Hefeweizen, or like a wheat beer, Belgian wheat beer, and has a bit of an orange zest to it. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to taste this out of the can, and then I am going to soup it up like you do a normal Blue Moon when they put a wedge of orange in there. But there you go. Blue Moon non-alcoholic Belgian white. Yeah, it's just smells of orange. This is literally one of the best NAs that I have ever had in my life. Literally. Now, what we're going to do is, I forgot to cut this in smaller pieces, but we're just going to toss this whole thing in there. So you take a little bit of orange. There's plenty of orange in the beer already, but those of you who are into beer and understand, Blue Moon always gets served with a slice of orange. So what we're going to do is we're going to just squeeze this orange in here like this, and put a nice little orange in the bottom of there, and we'll squeeze out some of the good stuff and get it into the glass, hopefully. There we go, get that out of there. go. All right, now we got some orange in there. Set this over here. Now we got some orange, and we got a decent amount of orange juice in there, right? Now you just take this Blue Moon non-alcoholic here and just pour that straight on in there. And just let it foam up. Don't worry about it. Just let it foam up. You don't have to pour it at a 90. Just let it foam up, and let it do it. Let it do it. Yeah, let it do its thing. All right, so we get that nice orange zest going there. Now, there's a lot of beer head on there that we got to get rid of. Eventually here, it will go away. And then we'll give this thing a try. But even the foam itself is really good. I mean, it tastes like orange juice. Especially after you put that orange in there. And it's nice and hazy like a wheat beer is. It's literally just like a Blue Moon. This has got to be, as far as I'm concerned, this has got to be the best non-alcoholic beer that I have ever had. Literally. If you guys can find this, it runs about $12 to $13 for a 6-pack, however, but sometimes you might be able to find it on a sale. But if you guys can find this Blue Moon non-alcoholic, absolutely perfect. It tastes almost identical to having a Blue Moon wheat beer. And you throw that squeeze of orange in there, it's absolutely perfect. Highly recommend. If you do find these and you try them, drop a comment in the comments below. Absolutely delicious. My absolute 100% best non-alcoholic beer. Blue Moon followed by Bush, believe it or not. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on Pint Time, this long version. I truly appreciate it. And as always, peace, love, and let's continue to experience this beautiful world together. One Blue Moon NA at a time. Peace.
Please.